here's a guy that has found a fan base and found a way to do the stuff he loves to do and let people enjoy it, and he's getting paid for it now. So I
He
mean,
is a absolute brilliant marketer. He's great for all aspects of racing Florida. He does tour destructions. He does burnouts. He does the roundy round.
I like where your head's at on this one. Closer.
The racing world just got rocked. A move from one of NASCAR's biggest names sent shockwaves through fans and teams alike. Tony Stewart stunned everyone with a statement about Cleetus McFarland, one that could change how the sport sees its future. Cleetus McFarland, real name Garrett Mitchell, built a massive online audience by doing what he loves: fast cars, burnouts, and wild events. In 2020, he bought the old DeSoto Speedway in Bradenton, Florida, renaming it the Freedom Factory. Since then, he's filled the stands with shows like Cleetus and Cars and the Freedom 500, where drag racing, circle track sprints, and burnouts collide. The key is simple: what starts online becomes real. Fans watch a video, then buy tickets to see it live. It feels like old-school grassroots racing, but fueled by the internet. Stewart's voice carries weight. He's a proven racer and team owner. So when he praises Cleetus's ability to entertain and market racing, it's more than casual support. It's a sign to sponsors and track owners that McFarland belongs. Stewart framed him as more than a YouTube personality. He sees a promoter who understands how to sell a show, keep fans happy, and create return visits, exactly what struggling short tracks need. Cleetus isn't only about stunts. He's earned a pilot's license in both planes and helicopters, showing focus and discipline that transfer directly into racing. And he's not staying in the safe lane. In 2025, he debuted in the ARCA Menards Series at Daytona with Red Jones Racing. The race ended in a crash, but the attempt itself showed commitment. He wants to compete, not just entertain. The Freedom Factory proves how a small track can thrive again. It offers simple, high-energy events with burnouts, drag passes, and circle track racing. The mix feels like a festival: cars, merch, music, and fans packed into the stands. That show-first focus is why the track stays alive and why it's been successful for several years since Cleetus reopened it. Tony Stewart isn't just a Hall of Fame driver. He's hired drivers, run teams, and dealt with sponsors. His endorsement tells insiders, don't dismiss McFarland as just a YouTuber. Judge the turnout, the energy, and the product. If fans come, the model works. Cleetus's step into ARCA was bold. Daytona is tough, even for veterans, with speeds high and mistakes costly. While his debut ended in a wreck, the real point was learning. He strapped in, ran the laps, and faced the same dangers as any rookie. That effort showed he's not staging publicity stunts. He's putting in the same work, studying data and taking advice like any new driver climbing the ladder. Each attempt builds experience and slowly earns respect. Cleetus doesn't just get clicks, he sells tickets. His events draw fans who want to smell the rubber and fuel, not just watch a stream. And he takes the show on the road, with Cleetus and Cars hitting venues like Lucas Oil, Indianapolis, Raceway Park, bringing fresh crowds to established tracks. The stands fill with people who might never have come otherwise. This doesn't replace traditional racing. It adds to it, pulling in new fans who might stay, buy merch, and keep following the sport long after the burnouts fade. Racing has always survived by adapting, from dirt ovals to super speedways, from radio to streaming. Stewart's nod highlights the key lesson: sell a full show, not just laps. Make drivers and personalities accessible. Use the internet as your megaphone instead of treating it like a rival. That's how new fans get hooked and return. For promoters, it means thinking beyond trophies, create an atmosphere people want to attend. The Freedom Factory shows how blending tradition with fresh delivery keeps the sport alive. Sponsors want reach and loyalty. Cleetus provides both, millions online, plus packed grandstands. That mix is rare and valuable. A sponsor's logo doesn't just flash by in a race. It lives on shirts, clips, and highlight reels for months. Stewart's backing makes it easier for brands to trust the model. They know the fan base is real, engaged, and willing to travel. For businesses, that means exposure that lasts longer than one race weekend. It builds identity with a passionate community. The risk of stepping into pro racing is that failures are public. A crash is replayed forever, and critics are quick to pounce. But the reward is credibility that lasts. Show up, strap in, and race. That can't be faked. Every lap adds respect. Every finish builds proof. Stewart's approval amplifies that, turning Cleetus from an internet entertainer into someone the industry must take seriously. Fans benefit the most. Some discover racing through viral videos, then end up cheering at the track. Others come for the smoke and stay for the competition. That pipeline keeps local tracks alive, fills grandstands, and introduces kids to racing in a way that feels fun and welcoming. It also bridges generations. Parents who grew up on NASCAR bring children who first saw Cleetus on YouTube. Together, they keep the sport's heartbeat strong. It's been years since the Freedom Factory reopened, and events are still thriving. Fans keep returning, calendars expand, and tracks across the country now invite Cleetus to bring his show on tour. The excitement hasn't faded, proving the model has staying power. Unlike short-lived internet trends, this movement has built real roots. Ticket sales, sold-out merch, and consistent streams confirm it's not hype alone. It's a formula that works in the long run. Expect more ARCA attempts, more touring shows, and refined formats that push both entertainment and competition. Each race teaches McFarland pacing, pit strategy, and survival in tight packs. Each event grows his brand and fuels grassroots racing's revival. Partnerships with new venues and sponsors are likely expanding reach even further. The next step isn't about proving he belongs. It's about showing how far he can take this hybrid of media and motorsports. Stewart has lived every stage of racing. His praise bridges old-school fans and new-school delivery. It tells sponsors and insiders that this creator-driven approach isn't a gimmick. It's part of the sport's evolution. Cleetus McFarland has turned internet chatter into real events, real fans, and real races. Tony Stewart's endorsement locks that progress into the racing world. The message is clear. When a legend says this is good for the sport, the industry listens. And right now, Stewart is saying exactly that about Cleetus. What do you think? Is this the future of racing promotion? Should more tracks hand a date to creators like Cleetus, or stick with tradition? And where should he race next? Short tracks, intermediates, or super speedways? Drop your take below, hit like if Stewart's backing surprised you, and subscribe for more stories shaping the future of racing. The message is clear. When a legend says this is good for the sport, the industry listens. And right now, Stewart is saying exactly that about Cleetus.
Here's a guy that has found a fan base and found a way to do the stuff he loves to do and let people enjoy it, and he's getting paid for it now. So
he is an absolute brilliant marketer. He's great for all aspects of racing. Florida, he does tour destructions, he does burnouts, he does the roundy round. He's just...
I feel like the right side weight's going to help him in this deal. 6,
no rollback.
It all began with smoke, speed, and wild burnouts. But then, something shocking happened. Out of nowhere, Tony Stewart, yes, the NASCAR legend, stepped in and said something that made the racing world stop. It was bold, unexpected, and instantly changed how everyone sees Cleetus McFarland. You might expect a YouTube star to get quick praise from celebrities these days, but here is something that stops you cold. NASCAR legend Tony Stewart just laid out a defense of Cleetus McFarland that nobody saw coming, and it changed everything. It starts with a simple but powerful line. You can tell he knows how to have a great time and knows how to entertain people. Coming from a 3-time NASCAR champion, that is not just approval. That is a stamp of legitimacy. Here is a guy used to grinding out wins under pressure, 49 Cup Series victories, and yet he takes a moment to recognize something fresh. He is not just talking about the pranks or the burnouts. He sees someone who knows how to bring joy into the world of stock car racing and make it matter. No formula, no stale commentary, just genuine fun that pulls people in. That is gold in Tony's book. And then comes the next layer. He is not merely a personality. Tony watches where passion turns into enterprise. He pointed out how Cleetus built a fan base doing exactly what he loves. He lets people enjoy it. And yes, he gets paid for it. That hits differently when the person speaking knows the business side inside and out. It is easy to dismiss creators as flashy or shallow. It is another thing entirely when a guy who owns teams and runs businesses says you nailed the model. That alone shifts the conversation. Now add this: Tony Stewart says Cleetus holds a pilot's license, specifically a helicopter pilot's license. And when a man who is also a licensed helicopter pilot says that you are not going to be a dumbass and go earn something like that unless you are sharp, that is a serious statement. It places Cleetus into a different category. He is not just entertaining, he is intelligent, detail-oriented, disciplined, and committed enough to master something that most of us never even consider. Think about the arc of that. You start with laughter and spectacle, then build toward respect for turning creativity into a business. Then you crown it with evidence of real-world technical competence. That progression alone keeps people watching, because each moment raises the stakes. Cleetus is not just having fun with cars on YouTube, he is also racing in the ARCA Menards Series. Even with some crashes, he has shown real progress and speed. Tony Stewart sees how serious he is and respects his driving. That kind of respect means Cleetus is not just a creator, he is a real driver. Tony and Cleetus have fun together and get along really well. When they do things like racing or car stunts, it feels real. One time, Tony just stopped by but ended up joining Cleetus for a fun video. That small moment showed their friendship is real. They enjoy spending time together and respect each other. This matters because when Tony Stewart supports you, it shows others you are the real deal. It helps you get noticed by serious racers and teams. He is not just saying you are good, he is showing that you belong in racing. That kind of support can open big doors and change how people see you. Cleetus has already achieved what many thought was impossible. He turned wrench-turning entertainment into a media empire. Over 4 million subscribers, events like the Freedom 500, collaborations with legends, and a loyal fan base that does not just watch, but shows up. It is not just a show. It is a movement, a culture that fuses adrenaline with authenticity. And what makes this even more powerful is how Tony Stewart fits into it. He is old school, respected, built on years of performance and sweat. For him to throw his weight behind someone from the YouTube world, that is not small. That is seismic. Because it tells people who still doubt this new generation that the best in the sport are already paying attention. There is something else to consider. This is not a one-way relationship. Cleetus looks up to Tony. He respects his legacy. You can see it in how he talks about him. There is admiration. There is gratitude. And that mutual respect becomes a platform, not just for content, but for mentoring, for real collaboration, for evolving the culture of racing. Now, fans are starting to understand this shift. They see Tony not just as a legend, but as a connector, someone who recognizes talent wherever it comes from and does not hesitate to lift it up. And they see Cleetus not just as an entertainer, but as a driver, a leader, a visionary who is growing the sport in ways nobody anticipated. That relationship matters more than most realize, because motorsports need more than speed. It needs stories. It needs personalities who can connect with fans, draw them in, and keep them hooked. Cleetus brings that in spades, and Tony sees that clearly. Tony Stewart's support means more than just kind words. It shows teams, sponsors, and fans that Cleetus is serious. He is not just a YouTuber anymore, he is part of the racing world. 5 years ago, no one would have believed this. But Cleetus proved everyone wrong by doing things his way and earning respect through hard work. The best part? He is still just getting started. His content keeps evolving. His racing keeps improving. And with someone like Tony Stewart in his corner, the sky is not the limit. It is just the beginning. Next time you see Cleetus doing a wild car stunt, remember this. He has earned the respect of NASCAR legend Tony Stewart. That takes real effort and talent. Cleetus is not just making videos, he is changing racing, and Tony knows it. This story is not just about admiration, it is about evolution, about how the sport of racing is finding new life through new voices. and how the legends of the past are helping shape the future, not by resisting change, but by embracing it. In a world where attention is currency and passion drives everything, Cleetus McFarland has figured out how to cash in without selling out. That balance is rare. That impact is real. And with Tony Stewart cheering him on, the road ahead is wide open. Now it is your turn to decide what you think. Is this the future of racing, or is it just a brilliant detour on the road to something even bigger? Either way, you cannot deny the momentum. You cannot ignore the influence. And you definitely cannot question the respect. Because when Tony Stewart says you matter, you matter. And Cleetus McFarland is proving every day that he does. If this story made you see Cleetus McFarland in a whole new way, drop a comment below and tell us your thoughts. Hit that like button if Tony Stewart's support caught you off guard, and don't forget to subscribe with notifications so you never miss more stories shaking up the racing world.
Zero doubt in my mind. Is he the best road course racer I've ever seen? Absolutely. I competed against the Tony Stewarts, the Jeff Gordons, all those guys. He's better than all of them.
Denny Hamlin just shocked the NASCAR world with a jaw-dropping comment. He doesn't think Tony Stewart is the best road course racer anymore, and he made it clear why. In a bold statement, Hamlin claimed that Shane Van Gisbergen is already better than Smoke. This is everyone talking, and it could change the way fans see NASCAR's road course legacy. In the world of NASCAR, few names are as iconic as Tony Stewart. The three-time Cup Series champion, nicknamed Smoke, is a legend in stock car racing, especially on road courses. Stewart has set records and earned the respect of fans and drivers alike. But now, it seems that his road course legacy is under fire. Denny Hamlin, one of NASCAR's biggest stars, just made a bold claim that has sent shockwaves through the racing community. Hamlin, a veteran of the sport with multiple wins under his belt, doesn't believe Tony Stewart is the best road course racer anymore. Instead, Hamlin thinks that Shane Van Gisbergen, SVG, a rookie who's been dominating the track, is already better than Stewart. This statement has ignited a debate that could change how we view the sport's history. So, let's dive into this shocking claim, the rise of Shane Van Gisbergen, and what this means for NASCAR's future. Shane Van Gisbergen, or SVG as he's known, is having a season like no other. The 36-year-old rookie from New Zealand has taken NASCAR by storm, securing 4 wins on road courses before the halfway point of his first Cup Series season. This feat is remarkable, especially when you consider that the road courses are some of the most challenging tracks in NASCAR. SVG's first win came in Mexico City, where he blew away the competition, winning by a staggering 16 seconds. He then followed that up with victories in Chicago and Sonoma, before finally conquering Watkins Glen, one of the most famous road courses in the world. With 5 career Cup victories, all coming on road courses, SVG is making a name for himself as a road course specialist, and his record-breaking performances have many wondering if he could become the greatest road course racer NASCAR has ever seen. Denny Hamlin, a 44-year-old veteran of the sport, is no stranger to competition. He's raced against some of the best, including Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon. So when he claims that SVG is already the best road course racer he's ever seen, it holds a lot of weight. On the Actions Detrimental podcast, Hamlin said, "There's no doubt the guy can go through traffic, zero doubt in my mind. Is he the best road course racer I've ever seen? Absolutely. I've competed against the Tony Stewarts, Jeff Gordons, all those guys. He's better than them." This bold statement has raised eyebrows across the NASCAR world. Tony Stewart, after all, is a 2-time road course champion, having won 8 races on these tracks throughout his career. His legacy on road courses is undeniable, with victories at places like Watkins Glen and Sonoma, and his influence on the sport remains significant. But Hamlin isn't backing down. He continued, "But the only thing you have to mix this up to keep him winning every road course race, it's going to take something wacky, or else you could just go ahead and write the script for the next foreseeable future." Before SVG's dominance this season, Tony Stewart was often regarded as one of the best road course drivers NASCAR has ever seen. In his rookie season in 1999, Stewart won 3 races, including a victory at Sonoma, and quickly established himself as a force to be reckoned with. Over the years, Stewart accumulated a total of 8 road course wins, with 5 of them coming at Watkins Glen, making him one of the most successful drivers on these tracks. His skill at navigating the twists and turns of road courses earned him the nickname Smoke, and he was considered the benchmark for excellence on these unique tracks. But now, with SVG's rise, there's a growing question.